I believe a person should carry a multi-tool on them every single day, ideally all day, because you never really know when you're going to need some extra tools. It's one thing to carry just a knife, but a multi-tool really adds a lot more capability. But sometimes it's harder to carry a full-size multi-tool such as this, the Leatherman Wave. The answer to that could be something like this. Say hello to the Leatherman Style CS. I hope you enjoy this review. Welcome back. As I said, today I'm going to be doing a review on the multi-tool, the Leatherman Style CS. This is a very small multi-tool. I consider it a micro multi-tool, and I've probably owned this for, I would say, at least 4 months now, and I've carried it on my person probably for a total of about 3.5 months. Almost every single day I have carried this multi-tool, and it's come in handy a lot. And it's definitely been worth its price. And talking about price, its price is right around $20. I think I paid about, with tax, like $25 maybe, but usually they're around $20. Sometimes you can find them for a bit less, but here in Canada they're usually around $20. So I'll get right into the actual review part of it. Here's some specs. The closed length is 2.9 inches or 7.5 centimeters, and the weight is just a very small, 1.4 ounces or 41.1 grams. So this is such a light and small multi-tool that you really can carry it on your person every day. And where I've actually been carrying it is that little pocket in the on your right side of your jeans, and I'll just put a quick video of where I store my multi-tool. So when I store it in that type of way, it's like I don't even know that it's on me. I really have no idea. It's perfectly comfortable. It's like it's not even on me. But when I need it, it's really easy. I just hook my finger in the top of the carabiner, pull it out, and I have a multi-tool. So obviously this doesn't have all the capabilities of a full-size multi-tool like the Leatherman Wave, but it still has some necessities that still would be very helpful in your day-to-day life. So all the features except for the inner scissors on the inside are actually outside accessible, which is very nice because I find that the most used tool on this multi-tool is actually the blade. This blade is actually, you may have heard of something called the Leatherman Style PS, which is very similar, but instead of a knife blade there, it has a small pair of scissors, and instead of the large scissors on the inside, they're pliers, which makes it able to go on airplanes and stuff like that. But what I really wanted was a small blade like this because I don't usually like pulling out a full size folder or something, just if I'm at like a mall or something. Something like this, no one would even notice it if I just need to open a little bit of packaging or something, and it's actually very functional. Talking about the blade is 1.6 inches long or 4.06 centimeters long. It's 420 HC steel. I really enjoyed it. Comparatively to a Buck 420 HC, I would consider Buck a little bit better heat treat, but really for the use that you use this knife for, really you wouldn't notice a difference with edge holding capabilities. It came very sharp, but one of the things with this blade that's kind of a minus for me is that if you notice, it's chisel ground. So see how it only is sharpened on one edge and the other side is flat all the way along. So it still cuts fine. I haven't actually had to sharpen this yet, but really it should be fine because it's not a large folder. It would be nicer if it was a V ground where the edges met like that. It's easier to sharpen, but I'll get used to it eventually. As I said, it comes very sharp. I've actually cut myself twice with this knife. That's one thing, is that the outside accessible features are available with a nail nick, like that. So the thing is that sometimes it's loosened up a lot now, but when I first got this Leatherman, the blade was a bit stiff getting out, and when I opened it a few times, sometimes my hand would slip and just nick the end of the blade or something, and I actually cut myself twice, but still wonderful. So someone mentioned about the blade is that, I don't know whether you can see it in the video, but right there's a chip in the blade, and that's how it came. I don't know whether from the factory, but I bought it at Mountain Equipment Co-op here in Canada. Not really a big deal. Once I sharpen it, it'll probably come out pretty easily. Just something to keep in mind. I'll put in an image just to show you how sharp this is of me cutting some paper. So. Okay, so it's not super sharp, but it's still quite sharp enough. It is also, just mentioned, full flat ground. It doesn't really matter on this kind of blade, but it is. So the next main tool that I would consider one of the main tools are the scissors. So what you do is open it up just like any other multi-tool like this, and one thing that you'll notice is that there's spring. So that is nice, and what I really liked about these scissors was their size. I don't use scissors that often, but if they cut zip ties and everything like that, if I needed to cut stuff like that, or cut out a article from a newspaper, they're great for tasks like that. They cut okay. I'll put in a video of me cutting some paper and some cardboard right now. So it didn't cut great. It was having a bit more trouble with the cardboard, but still they work okay. They seem durable, but something that it's been happening for a while, is that sometimes the multi-tool gets stuck. See that? See how it only opens that far, but really it should open all the way. So see how, so the spring kind of gets stuck sometimes. It should go out all the way. It's not actually like dire. It still works. It's still a fairly big scissors, even if you're only using the end of them. But it would be nice. Like it's just kind of weird. I can't open them all the way, just like another multi-tool without a spring. But so that's kind of a hit for Leatherman. The sharpenability of these is questionable. I haven't actually sharpened them yet. I'll probably have to sharpen them up soon because they're starting to get a bit dull. Because I cut off some plants the other day and I think it dulled it. But I'll probably do a versus video in the future on these types of scissors and compare them to like the scissors on possibly a Swiss Army knife or something like that. Yeah. So that's a hit for the scissors. They don't open all the way. The scissors still are functional. They are large and they're good, but the spring is kind of a bit wonky in this. So I don't really think it's a big deal for me, just so I won't contact the warranty. But so I better stop talking so much. I'll get on something kind of cool. It's tweezers. So it's actually encased in this glass-filled nylon scale. So everything else is stainless steel on this, but there's just one black fiberglass, glass-filled nylon, scale. And you just pull them out. So these are nice. I don't really use them all that often, but they are good if you got a sliver or ticks, stuff like that. One thing is that they aren't very exactly precise. See how this side touches a little? They don't touch right at the end. They still are functional, but they aren't exact. So, and also they're very, very malleable. So you can bend them out really easily for more tension. So that could be a plus and a minus. I doubt that they would break, but then you just slide it back into that hole. Oh. And they won't come out or anything. It's not going to fall out. it's in there with friction. So one of the last tools is the nail file. So I don't usually use this much, except if I cut my nails, and you know how sometimes with your nails, when you cut it, it goes to a sharp point. This is nice just to file it off, and it is very functional. One of the things I use more often is actually this. It's a small flathead or Phillips screwdriver. I actually use it in Phillips. I'll insert a video of me using this on a Phillips now. So it did work fine. This does seem a bit flimsy, so I usually hold it up here when I'm twisting it, just because it's such a long shank, and but it will work in a pinch. So nice. All the tools also have a positive lockup, slip joint, but it's still very nice. Leatherman quality, obviously. And the last tool on this is this carabiner at the top / bottle opener. So it's really nice. You can clip this onto a bag. I usually just keep it in that pocket in my jeans usually, but if I'm just carrying a bag, sometimes I clip this onto like a strap or something. Very secure. Another thing is that it's actually a bottle opener. So you can put that on a bottle like that, twist up. I have used it. It's not the best. It took actually about 2 or 3 pries, but it still worked and was functional. So. And one of the big things about this tool that I really enjoy is the 25-year warranty. I'd never actually contacted Leatherman for any kind of warranty, but from what I've heard is that their warranty is excellent, and it's nice because if something went wrong with the tool in the future, then you can contact them. And if I have this tool for 25 years, then that means that it's amazing, amazing multi-tool. So anyways, that's pretty much it for that part of the review. I'll come back with some comparisons and some final thoughts and things like that. So now for some comparisons. First of all, I'll compare it to another Leatherman, a Leatherman multi-tool, the Leatherman Wave. So obviously, I don't think this is full size. I think it's mid-size. Obviously, with this one, you don't get the full functionality as this one. So see, this is by far a lot larger than this one. The only other comparison I'll do is a comparison to another straight knife. The CRKT Doug Ritter RSK MK5. This is designed for an Altoids tin. You see that it actually has almost the same blade length, and when it's closed, by far a lot smaller. Well, not a lot, but the Ritter knife is a lot thinner, but still just kind of give you an idea of how big this multi-tool actually is. My final thoughts on this multi-tool, if you haven't been able to tell, are fairly positive. I would definitely recommend this multi-tool. Although one of the biggest downsides to this, and I haven't heard of this problem with other Leatherman micro multi-tools, so it could just be a defect, but when those scissors get stuck, it really is kind of a pain. So that did dock marks. And I know my opinion can change over time, but I have carried this pretty much every single day for the last 4 months, as I said, and it's held up to everything I've wanted it to do, really. So I will give this a 7 out of 10 rating. That is subject to change in the future if other things go wrong, but I might do a update video, or check the description down below, and I'll write about anything that, if in the future my opinion on this changes. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. I would recommend this multi-tool Leatherman Style CS. If I forgot anything in the review, just send me a comment or whatever. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And if you have any other ideas for future reviews, like if you have any ways for me to improve my product reviews, I have many other videos on the way, and I hope that you'll stick around for it. So subscribe for more, and I hope that you have a great day.